Hey guys, my name is Michael from Wild as the Heart, and today we're going to hop into Premiere and go over some of the keyboard shortcuts that I've set up for myself to kind of streamline my editing process when I'm editing my wedding films. These keyboard shortcuts can be brand new to you. You could be a beginner, you can be someone who's been doing this for years, and these might be beneficial to you. So let's dive in. So we're in Premiere, and the first thing we're going to talk about is this one shortcut that kind of speeds up dialogue editing a lot. And this is also a good tip for those who are kind of new to editing audio or dialogue and want to make their films sound a little more professional. So when you're editing a wedding film, you're going to have music under your dialogue, you're going to have letters. So this is Patrick. This is him reading his letter. I'll just play it for you guys.
We did it. We made it to our big day. Let me tell you, it's been quite a ride getting to this moment.
So, it's good. It's clean audio. It's nice. It's nothing done to it yet. But let's fast forward and say I've done my edit. I'm ready to get to mixing. And the first thing I want to do is I'm going to solo my audio track. And if I have room tone, I'm going to throw my room tone in. So what room tone basically does is it bridges the gap between clips because you're cutting up the clip to kind of build a story. So when you do that, you're going to have these fall offs or cuts to silence.
To this moment. To this moment. To this moment.
If there's like a lot of noise in the background or like it's a really kind of high noise floor, you're going to hear that cut off. A lot of amateur films kind of have this problem.
We did. We did. We did. We did.
Do you hear that little, so from silence to that, you can hear the room tone. You can hear the white noise of the room. So what this tip is going to essentially help you with is getting rid of those or minimizing the effect so people don't get distracted as easily. So just like any other software, there's tons of different ways to do this. For example, we'll go through a couple here. You can set some keyframes on your timeline, fade it in.
We did.
So now it kind of comes in smoothly, and that's the end goal for this step in the process. But that takes 1, 2, 3 clicks. That may not seem like a lot, but if you have 100 audio clips that you have to do this to, it stacks up. The less amount of technical steps that you have in front of you while you're editing, the more creative you can be. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is go up to here to effects, you type in constant gain, you drag it on to the beginning, there's your fade in.
We did it.
Again, smoother. The problem with these methods are they're really, really long. They take, it's a couple seconds, but that is a lot of time when you're editing. So what you can do in Premiere, which is really cool, is you can set default transitions. So video and audio, you can have one at a time. So what I do, I have constant gain. So what you're gonna do is go to your effects, type in constant, type in constant gain, doesn't matter. Constant gain is going to come up. You're going to right click it and you're going to hit set selected as default transition. So now that we have our default transition set, constant gain, and the other one I use is film dissolve. So you right click, film dissolve. Now you'll notice that when you click on the left side of your clip or your right side and you right click, apply default transition. So it's going to apply your default audio transition to your audio at the default duration that you set. So mine's 6 frames. So if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frames, which is great. So now I have a nice fade in. Again, if you have to do this to like 300 clips or 100 clips, you're right clicking, you're clicking, like it's not ideal. So what I've done is with my shortcut, so if you go to edit, keyboard shortcuts, I have mine bound to B and N. Now you can put this to any 2 keys that you want. I just use my B and N because I don't really use these 2 keys and they're nice and accessible. So we'll start with audio. So B is my audio transition. So what I have here is called apply default audio transition from playhead. And then I have modifier shift, apply default audio transition to playhead. So essentially what that's doing, I have the same with N, it's just video. So now, if you set these up, so basically the way to do this is hit your key you want to set, go to here and type in apply default, audio transition. You're gonna have these 2 options right here. So the first one, from, you're going to want to put it on without any modifiers on B. And for the to playhead, you're going to want to put it to Shift B. So to do that, you just literally just drag it. You don't have to press anything, just drag it to where you want it. Same thing with N. It's just instead of audio, it's video. Same thing, drag it to N, drag it to Shift N, hit OK. So now, this is the cool part. When you're scrubbing through your timeline, you're doing your dialogue edit, you're going to want to deselect all your video tracks. So make sure these are all like not blue. The track with your audio on it, you want to make sure it's blue. And now when you're scrubbing through, see how it automatically selects the clip that you hover over? So now when you're going through your audio, the first thing you're going to do is, because you have these shortcuts, if you go to the end and you put the timeline or the playhead right where you want the effect to start, and you hit B, it's going to apply that effect. So it doesn't matter what your default duration is, but you can literally, whatever length you want. So for this, you want to hit B there. Likewise, when you hit Shift B, it's going to do it from the front. So from playhead is from the edge, from the end to the playhead, and to the playhead is from the front to the playhead. Sorry, hit the wrong button. To the playhead. So now I have a shortcut that literally, as I'm editing, go full screen here, as I'm editing, I can literally just quickly hit these buttons, and there you go. So that is taking away 3 clicks. You now have just drag your mouse, B, Shift B, B, Shift B, and so on. That's super useful. Same thing with your default video transition. Obviously, you don't use your default video transition as much as your audio transition, but same concept. Hit N to do it to the end, and Shift N to do it like from the beginning to the end. That's helped me a lot. I hope it helps you a lot. You can do this with any of the default transitions. If you're someone who uses a lot of cross dissolves, go ahead and type in cross dissolve, right click, and there you go. So now you have a cross dissolve button. So you can set your cross dissolve to start wherever you want or fade in from wherever you want. Super useful. Definitely changed the game for me. And I hope that helps you too. All right, so the next keyboard shortcut that we're gonna go into is for gain, audio gain. So when you bring a clip in or a song in from MusicBed, occasionally you'll have a song that's really, really loud. What you need to do is you need to attenuate the volume. So when you bring in the clip, for example, this isn't a song, this is just his lav, but when you bring it in, you'll see that this is all black. This is just blaring loud. So what you have to do is you have to right click, hit audio gain, and you're going to type -12 dB. So that's going to attenuate it 12 decibels, which should bring it down to exactly the right volume. But again, that's right click, that's find audio gain, and then you have to type -12, which is, I did 123, but you get the point. What I've done now is on my Q key here, I have audio gain. So if you type audio gain, drag it to Q. Now, anytime I click an audio clip and I hit Q, it brings up this audio gain menu, and that saves me 2 clicks. 1 click and then looking for it. So when you're on your timeline and say there's something really quiet and you want to bring it up, what you have to do regularly is click the clip, find the little thing that you want to bring up, drag it up here, realize that it's not enough. I mean, it's just his breath, but you get the point. 6 dB is not enough, so you right click, you have to look for audio gain here, you bring it up 8 dB, whatever it is, and then it's loud enough. So what this keyboard shortcuts allows you to do is hit Q, there you go, that's it. Again, it's saving you 1 or 2 clicks, but at the end of the day, that's time. Okay, so the last shortcut I have here is really useful for people who shoot 60 frames and then interpret your footage later, or don't. This is just kind of for single occurrences where there's a clip that you may, on the timeline, that you may want to slow down or to speed up regularly. Just like the audio, you right click, you find speed duration, you go from 100 to 40 if you're shooting in 60 frames, and then you have slow motion. What I've done, like Q for audio gain, is speed duration. I've set it to W, so speed duration, click and drag it over to W, and now I have a shortcut for speed duration. If I wanted to quickly speed up or slow down a shot that I've shot in 60. Now I have a button for that. But yeah, if there's any other shortcuts that you guys wanted to know about, or if you guys use any shortcuts that you think would help me, feel free to comment below. This is my first YouTube video ever. I'm trying to get the hang of this and getting used to talking to the camera. I'm usually on the other side of the camera. I hope this was helpful. I do want to put up more videos, so if you like this video, make sure you subscribe. I'll hopefully upload some more soon.